we're going to begin the services tonight. For our Mother Roberta. I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Let us pray. Eternal God, we come boldly before the throne of grace, with bowed down heads and humbled hearts. Yet we come in a spirit of thanksgiving, for this is yet the day that you have made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you now for the life of our Mother Roberta. We thank you for the 82 years of longevity that you loaned into this family, recognizing that it was you that gave and you that have taken away. And so tonight we've come to say thank you. It is my prayer now as we invoke your divine presence in this house tonight. I pray that you would look upon this bereaved family that sits here. Let them know that even though Roberta is no longer here for the physical touch, that her memory will remain etched and embedded in the hearts and in the minds of those that you leave behind. But I pray now is the time for us to even reflect upon our own lives and ask ourselves the question, where will we spend eternity? I pray now as we invoke your divine presence that you would have your way. Bless us now, we shall be blessed. Keep us and we shall be kept. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. On the back of the program is the 23rd Psalm, the Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters, he restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. For the Lord is blessed. My name is Pastor Jay Cunningham, and I pastor two churches here in the Bronx, the Fellowship Tabernacle Church on Gun Hill Road, and the Miracle Revival Temple Church on McCall Road and Mount Eden Avenue. I say tonight to this family that our prayers are with you, that God will give you the strength and the comfort that you need in this hour of bereavement. At this time, I'm going to ask those that would like to come and share remarks. We're going to open up for those who want to share reflections. Maybe there's a moment that you want to share, and maybe there's just words of encouragement you want to be to this family tonight. I'm going to ask those that would like to come up at this time. I'm going to ask you to come now.
Okay, I remember you. Oh boy, let me get through this. First, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm not going to say friends, I'm going to say family, and I'll just speak from my heart. My mother loved all of you in here. Some of you I'm just meeting for the first time. Never met you before. My mother would always call and say, hey, you got a brother, you got a sister. Say, hey, Mom, you're too old, you have babies. But I want to sincerely, on behalf of my sisters and all of it, it's been very difficult for us because it was so sudden and unexpected. But from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you for being here and sharing this with us. My mother, I love her. We all do. And we will all miss her so much. So I just got a couple of things to read. I got a poem from my daughter, and I'm going to read part of this eulogy here, and also something that I wrote. So just bear with me, okay? Roberta L. Cunningham, affectionately known as Poochie, Nettie B, and to us, she was Mom. Woke up on December 15th and realized that old house she had lived in since 1939 needed a lot of repairing. She could barely see out of the broken windows. The roof had been leaking. The door had fallen off its hinge. She was tired, weak, and weary. So she asked God to take her home. He told her to pack up, and she packed. She thought of all the blessings she had bestowed upon her. She remembered her loving parents, Robert and Roberta Cunningham, and their place of birth, Bessemer, Alabama. She was blessed with siblings who preceded her in death. My Aunt Mildred Mahoney, Mamie Haley, Edward Cunningham, Robert Cunningham Jr., Tommy Warren, and Raymond Cunningham. She was also preceded in death by one grandson, my nephew, Reese Linton Moses. Roberta Cunningham attended Dunbar High School in Alabama, Bethlehem, Alabama, and graduated in 1956. She later relocated to New York City in 1957. In 1959, she met my father, Horace Rogers Sr., in New York. They were married for 12 years, and in this union, they had 3 children. My oldest sister, Shara, I'm in the middle, and Torrey Rogers. She worked with the Parks Department that I affectionately call, and forever will call them, my extended family for 30 years. So like I said, she left behind many sons, daughters, and grandchildren within the Parks Department, including Basil, Tiffany Moses, Cynthia Pinkney, Colleen Flood, Chaplain Dana Brown, Trevor Mark, and Malik Smith. From a work family, Miss Mama Pucci, view on life, sense of humor, laughter, and love of shopping kept her 82 years young. You couldn't stop this woman. Stubborn and had to do things her way. She would not retire because she enjoyed teaching the young sign language. Loved surprising co-workers with her electric slide dance moves and sharing her wisdom and kindness with everyone. Her untimely passing leaves many of us heartbroken. My mother, we truly miss. She was also employed by Chemical Bank for over 20 years. And in addition to her children, Roberta is survived by her sister Roberta Coleman in Alabama, her husband Joe, grandchildren Kazan Rogers, Tamika Rogers Cerna, Geneva Rogers Henson, Jasmine Rogers, Jawan Rogers Jr., and Gavin Moses, great-grandchildren Talisha, Kazan Jr., Queen, Isaiah, Trinity, Eliza, Elijah, Catalia, Layla, Malachi, Micah, and Yasmin. She is also survived by her nieces and nephews, Tangi, Tony, Daryl, Phyllis, Tamika, Bernadette, Miyoshi, Madrela, Lucas, Devin, Fatima, Roslyn, and Robert Cunningham III. She also leaves loving great-nieces, nephews, and cousins. Roberta was full of laughter and fun. I'm going to talk about that in a second. She loved to cook. We're going to talk about her bean pies. When she traveled home, she always brought her own food on the plane. She also loved to instill in others the correct way to pronounce words. To me, to this day, her children are forever grateful, and all of her co-workers, my family, who looked out for her and took great care of her. And I thank you so much. Okay, give me a second here. Didn't remember the password. This is a poem from my daughter Geneva. It's called I See You. This is for my mother. I see you standing near rivers, lakes, and beautiful waterways. I see you in meadows and gardens and wide open places. I see you in mountains and hills, valleys of earth and wisdom. I see you in a trail of honeybees and on a gentle breeze. I see you in summer storm clouds and winter frosts. I see you with the changing leaves and blossoming of spring, in the light of darkness, in the shadows of the day. I see you, guiding, watching, morning, I started thinking about my mother and what I was going to say today. So I just wrote something for her. This is a day I never thought would ever be a reality. But this is part of life, where the children hold services for their parents. This is so difficult. I spoke to my mother that day. I thought she was going to be okay, but we never know when we will be called. As you notice, my sisters and I agreed to change it up today. Instead of the organ music, we played Mom's music. Mom was upbeat, full of energy, full of life. She wasn't 82 years old, alive anyway. My mother was a pioneer, a walking textbook of history. She loved to share what it was like to talk to Malcolm X and go to the mosque with Betty Shabazz. I only had to ask. There was no need to review a textbook. She often bragged how Malcolm loved her fried chicken and her bean pies. So we are so very proud of my mother. That yet she gave us so many reflections on that part of history that's not in the textbook. So if you ever want to know, ask her. She also talked about how Malcolm named my older sister Shara. He should have named me.
I was first.
Okay. I miss her so much and cherish the real talks we used to have in the labs. So I'm just going to share a few of them with you. I would call my mother every day at work. She always had me on speaker. I didn't realize it, so I called her up. Yo! What's up, Mom? What's going on? Yeah, I'm on speaker. So she would say, with her crazy laugh, I see they let you out of that place. I said, you mean the asylum? She says, yeah. Did you get your therapy yet? I said, yeah, Mom. I got my therapy. They sat down, they talked to me. They gave me the ink blots. And they said, boy, you crazy. But we want to talk to your mama. So I said, Mom, they want to talk to you. So she said, oh, they don't want to talk to me. I said, yeah, Mom. They want to talk to you. So that was our rolling joke. I had no idea that she was conveying it to everyone else in the office. Number 2, bean pie. I tried to make a bean pie. So she just hung up with Sharad and says, let me go call this boy and go to help him with his bean pie. So she calls me up, Hassan, did you cook the beans? I said, yeah, Mom, but I got tired with that grinder, so I used a potato masher. Mom, I told you not to use the masher. I told you to use the grinder. I told you to wait. I told you to wait. Why is your head so hard? I went phones up here yelled at my 87. I said, I'm grown now, right? So she says, okay, she calms down. She says, did you make the pie crust? I said, yeah, Mom, I'm about to make it right now. You're supposed to make it 2 days in advance. I said, Mom, I ain't got that kind of time. You gotta make time. There's something wrong with you, but I don't know what it is. I'm gonna send you back to the Cahobe Hospital and put you back in the incubator. Oh, I miss her. Oh, God. Oh, boy. So Shadina and I, who was here, we do our singing. I just get on my mother's nerves when I'm not singing. And I say, Mom, me and Shadina are going to get together, and we're going to make you a CD. This is just how she got the hospital. And she said, please don't. If you two call me up, I'm hanging up the phone. All right, Mom. The last thing I'll leave you with, my mother had this classic album of Malcolm X, an album. Friday I was up there. I found it. I was like, oh, I was sneak out of here with this album. And she caught me. She took it back. So by the time I came back, I said, Mom, you ain't got no record player. She said, you don't know what I have. Okay. Okay. So we cleaned out Mom's apartment. We found a record player. Ma, you win. I love you, Mom. I will miss you always. I have thousands of memories with her. She was unique, and she'll always be in my heart. And I can't believe I made it through it.
Good.
Has a lot of style too. Fashion, just spunk, just full of joy. She surprised me how energetic she was and how she was with the times and stuff and with trends and trying to go with the trends and styles and just even sayings and stuff. She was one older lady I would know that would say, "Oh, hi," like I don't want to hear older ladies saying that, but that's the spark that she had in her, she was just a beautiful lady on the outside and inside, Miss her dearly, miss her dearly. Miss Bucci, love you. I'll see you soon or later. I'm gonna see you again. Once again, my love and condolences goes out to my family. Like that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zakia. Malik is like my big brother at the job. Tiffany is my big sister. And that's our mama. So, I want to say for mama, she was a pioneer to us. This is very hard for us. And we loved her so much. I say I'm the baby because Malik is older than me. But even when I worked with her for a few years at Tony's Apolito, no matter where I went, she found me. And she chastised me just like my mother would if I didn't call her, check in on her. She was that same mother to me at work, and to all of us at the Parks Department. Like my Malik said, she had a lot of style, and she had a lot of energy, and she loved chicken, And I don't know where Mama would get that chicken, but she either would make the chicken or she'd get that chicken somewhere somehow. And he said she had a lot of style. She had better sneaker game than me.
Oh, you have no idea.
I mean, you know, she had style and she dressed, and I was like, well, you put me to shame. And she taught a lot. She was a teacher, and she taught us about the value of life if you sat down and had a conversation with her. And she will ask you certain questions that were very important and essential, where your life is going and what are you doing with your life. And I will always remember, she always told me, Zakia, do you know what your name means? You know your name is a Muslim name. And I just want you to know. And I was like, okay. And she broke it down to me, and she was a teacher, and she didn't back down, and she didn't settle for less, you know. She was stubborn because, you know, sometimes if she didn't feel well, we all will say, you know, Mama, why did you come into work? You know, or why did you go if we wasn't at the location she was? And she was like, listen, I'm here, okay? And we were like, okay. But we loved her, and everything that she taught us, we would never ever forget. And we say thank you for sharing her, for all the years that you shared her with us. And I'll be praying for you, my extended brothers and sisters, along with the rest of us. So thank you for sharing a jewel such as Mama. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Dover. I'm also working at the Parks Department. I'm a supervisor for the Parks Department. And I'm a condolences to the family and everyone. I know Ms. Pucci since 2007. When I first started going to Tony Dapolito pool. I was started as a seasonal supervisor, as a pool supervisor. And I used to walk in through the back door all the time, and she used to be sitting on the front. So one day I came through the front, she said, excuse me, young man, could you come in? I said, yes, ma'am. She says, don't yes, ma'am me. What's your name? I said, my name is Jerry. She says, you speak to me when you come in this place. I said, okay, Miss Pucci. She said, who told you my name? I said, I had people call her. She said, well, then you introduce yourself. I introduced myself. She says, too late, I know you now. She says, okay, now go on back to work. Okay, a couple of years later, I became a permanent supervisor. And I didn't go to the pool. So when I came, was riding by in my park's car, she says, young man, I'm waiting for light. She said, get out the car, park the car, come in. I said, what you want, Miss Pucci? Don't you walk with me? Didn't I tell you you're supposed to work here? I said, Miss Pucci, I kind of stepped up. I don't care. When I tell you to do something, you do it. I said, yes, Miss Pucci. She said, so from now on, you come see me when you come to work. But you know, every day for 3 months, I would stop at Tony Dapolito on my way to work, go in to say something to her. When she weren't there, I would call her. And she says, yeah, what you doing calling me? I'm not at work today. I said, well, I came to see you. She said, am I there? I said, no. She said, click. I also became engaged in the Parks Department with another young lady that also worked with Ms. Pucci at the time. Just, I say last year, I believe. She hadn't seen in a while, so she calls me and says, where's that young lady of yours? I said, she's still working. He said, but she's supposed to come see me. So you make sure you do that. I told her, she said, well, I don't have time. So we got in the car one day, and we was off, and we rolled by. Now she was at Chelsea. And I rode to Chelsea, and
And I went to walk through the door. She said, "Don't you come through here." And then you seen her. She said, "Oh, well, you can wait outside. Come on in, young lady." You know, I say all this to say I used to love. Just, if I didn't see her, it was, you know, my day just wouldn't go right. You know, I grew a bond with her. You know, when she could look at me and know something was wrong. She'd come tell me, "Come sit in there," and she'd not tell me. I said, "Nothing wrong." She would not let me leave till I told her what was wrong. Then she'd give me the speech. She'd give me the speech, and a lot of things she would say, even though she said a lot of things, she said jokingly, I got a lot out of it. So she's gonna be, really missed, especially in my life. And I'm pretty sure in everyone else's too, especially in Paul's. My name is Jerry Dover. Thank you.
Anyone else? I think we ought to give a hand clap for the life of our Mother Roberta. Come on. Jawan did the eulogy. But let me just share this with you for just a few moments. I want to talk about the 3 G's of life. The gift, the grief, and the glory. The gift of life, the grief of life, but yet God gets all the glory. Life is a gift from God. What we do with our life is our gift back to God. The Lord bless this family for 82 years of longevity. The gift of love. Co-workers loved her. The gift of trying to teach a son how to make a bean pie. That's a gift. A gift of being a teacher to those that were her extended family. That was the gift. The gift of a mother. I often said when God blesses us with a good mother, that's a reason all in itself to give God praise. Can I get a witness? How many folk know that mama be your lawyer? Mama know you guilty, but she'll still plead your case. Mama be your counselor. How many of us said, if only I would have listened to mama's counsel when we wound up in trouble? Mama be your banker. Mama, I think all mothers got that same record. First thing, you go in there, they ask, what do you think money grows on trees? Then after a while, they pull the money out, flip the record over and say, you taking my last. But that's the gift of motherhood. It's the gift, the teacher, one who tried to show you the way. The epitome of a master teacher. That was the gift. This evening we sit in the midst of grief. Yeah. We sit in the midst of grief not only in this room, but just in a global pandemic. Just 15 short months ago, I too know what grief is all about. Toughest day of my life, John, was to eulogize and bury my own 41-year-old daughter, letting us know that each one of us is going to have to sit in the seat of grief. The Bible declares that weeping may endure for the night. Joy cometh in the morning. I submit to you tonight that God has blessed you, even in the midst of grief, with something called memory. Jesus said, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. I was always perplexed. How can we be comforted in the midst of grief, in the midst of mourning? But we're comforted by the memories. Memories of a mother, the memories of a teacher. And so even in the midst of grief, tonight I say that we can close by saying we can yet give God the glory. Give God glory for a mother. A mother that loved her children, a mother that was there for her co-workers. Give God glory. The Bible declares in Psalms the 22nd that God inhabits the praises of his people. And I submit to you tonight that when you can yet give God glory, in spite of the tears, in spite of the sorrow, when you can yet give God glory, I'm witness tonight that God shows up. And so, even in this midst of us getting ready to embark upon a new year, just a few days, Mother Roberta has brought us here tonight to remind us tomorrow's just not promised to none of us. So make sure that you know God for yourself. Make sure that you know who your Creator is for yourself. A man by the name of Horatio Spafford was a prominent lawyer in Chicago in the 1860s. Life was well, he had it going on. In 1870, his 4-year-old son died of pneumonia. October the 8th, 1871 was the Great Chicago Fire. In that fire, the city of Chicago was reduced to ashes, and Horatio lost most of his real estate investments in that one single night. 2 years later, in 1873, Horatio's wife Anna and their 4 daughters decided to take a trip to England. His good friend evangelist D.L. Moody was running a revival, so they had wanted to attend and be with him. But Horatio had some business to attend to in Chicago, so he sent his wife Anna and their 4 daughters across the Atlantic Ocean. The fateful night, November 22nd, 1873, the ship that they were traveling on had a collision at sea. That night, 226 people perished, drowned, including Horatio's 4 daughters. His wife Anna survived from a hospital bed in England, sent a telegram back to the States, and she wrote something most profound. She wrote, "Saved alone. What shall I do?" No doubt tonight somebody might be asking that same question. Mama's gone. Grandmama's gone. Poochie's gone. Now what are we going to do? A few days later, Horatio took the trip to travel to be with his wife. He too traveled across the Atlantic Ocean. But he asked the captain one night to show him the site where his daughters and the other passengers had perished and drowned. That night, with tears streaming down his eyes, he went back to his cabin and began to pen the words to the song that I leave you with. He wrote, "When peace like a river tendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." I just believe after listening to everyone tonight that Mama Roberta might say it's well tonight. I live life to the fullest. It's well. Make sure that you live life to the fullest. For then and only then can you recognize the significance, the gift of life, the grief of life, and yet give God the glory. All the glory belongs to God. Family, my prayers are with you that God will give you the strength. Glad to see my friend here. I know we Facebook friends, but we also went to PS 121 about 50 years ago.
Piano, right? I remember you.
Matter of fact, I was just over there a couple of weeks ago. But it lets us know that, again, tomorrow's not promised. Make sure now. I know we're getting ready, and no doubt a lot of us be making New Year's resolutions. Roberta has brought us together to remind us, who said we'll live to see tomorrow? Who said we'll live to see 2022? Make sure you know God for yourself now, because tomorrow just may be too late. Prayers are with you. We pray that God smile upon you. And at this time,
Jay, can I just add one more thing? I think this needs to be said. Like I said earlier, it's very hard for myself and all of us, but there are a few people that went out of their way, and I love you. Juliet, you came over and helped us with the apartment. Tiffany, what can I say? You drove all the way from New Jersey with the 3 of us on the phone with you, with the police, with the locksmith, to get in there to help my mom. I love you. Thank you so much. CP unit, my man, all broke up from working at Rikers. Came over to help out. So much. D-Rock, you can't be stopped, brother. D-Wood Clinton. Thank you so much. Benny, Birch, I love you guys. And Tora, to your alumni association, unbelievable support. And, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, we're all saying
thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and we love you all. Nerdy, haven't seen you in years. Dude, thank you. So I didn't want to leave anyone else's name out, but I just felt, huh? You're gonna adopt me?
No.
No.
M&A for
M&A
life.
for life.
Or you're gonna adopt me into M&A? I'll get the papers drawn up, but that's
You'll
all I
have to
got to
audition.
Thank you.
Thank you. What year you graduated from Clinton?
1980, and you were
I
before
graduated
me.
'79. Yeah.
I'm older than you?
Well, you graduated in '80. I graduated in '79. So I mean, I'm old.
Oh, you're
So he's old.
You're
He's older.
You're old. Okay.
That's okay, bro.
My math is messed up right now. Okay.
To Roberta, Cunningham's family, we want to thank you on behalf of Mccall's Bronxwood Funeral Home. My name is Lynette, I'm one of the funeral directors there, and to you again, I convey my condolences to you. We thank you that you placed your trust in us. Although this concludes all the services here for her, it does not bring a conclusion to your love that you have for her. Ms. Cunningham will be buried in Alabama. We are wishing the family traveling mercies as you go there to bury your mother. At this time, you all have the opportunity with a final viewing of Ms. Cunningham. As you come up row by row, I'll come get you from the last row and make your way forward to the front for a final viewing. We do ask once you do so to please not gather in the lobby. If you could come back in the chapel for a few minutes, then that's fine, but we ask that you please not hang out in the lobby. We thank you for that. I just want to leave you with this poem. It's called Remembrance. It says, remembrance is a golden chain that death tries to break, but all in vain. To have, to love, and then to part is the greatest sorrow of one's heart. The years may wipe out many things, but some never, like those happy times that you had when you were all together. Family, please do know that you will be in my personal prayers. And again, we thank you, and on behalf of the family, we'd like to thank everyone else who came out, showing your love and support to the family. And of course, we would like to thank our Pastor Gooding for his words, and of course, being here this evening. Again, we thank you and God bless you. I will put the video back on with the music playing, and then we'll have the final viewing. We will give you time enough to take the flowers, because before they leave for the evening here at the funeral home, we need to switch the chapels for the services that's in the morning, okay? Thank you so much.
Much taller. I thought you were so much taller. I swear, this is 121. That's the old right, yeah.
Yes.
You're older than me. Okay.
Y'all know each other, right?
You went to Clinton too? Yeah. I graduated in '79.
I'm a little bit older than all of you.
Listen, we finally won the PSA.
About time.
Yeah.
Still the coach?
No. He's not coach. He coached my son. Yeah.
Went to the academy.
Yeah.
That pays law as well, man.
Carlo Hayes.
Let me give you one of my calls.
Okay.
I'm going to copy right now.
Okay.
God bless y'all. Thank you. I'm praying for you.
All right. Thank you. Oh.